Hello, in today's video we're going to learn how to do a gingerbread man. And these are the materials that we're going to need. We're going to need tan construction paper or brown if you don't have tan. We're going to need blue glitter foam. I have pieces of glitter foam because I save when I do projects, but you can get it a big piece, 11 by 14 for 4 pieces in a pack for about $2 in any party store. We're gonna need a glue gun and a couple of glue sticks. We're gonna need scissors. I usually recommend having a large scissor and a small scissor with a fine point so that you can cut tight edges and small spots. We're also gonna need bright white all-purpose paper or printing paper. We're gonna need a red construction paper or all-purpose paper. This is Astro Bright paper. You can find that at Amazon. We're also gonna need metallic Posterboard. Okay, and this you can find it in any 99-cent store that you go to in different colors. This one has green, gold, red, silver, and blue. A pen or a pencil. And finally, we're going to need large wobbly eyes. Now, let's get to work. The first thing we're going to need is the tan paper, construction paper, and we are going to fold it in half. All right, so we're folding it in half to make the template for the gingerbread man. We need 2 sheets of this, one for the top part of the gingerbread man and one for the bottom part of the gingerbread man. Now, what I do is, on the fold, I grab any kind of lid or container, and if you to draw the head of the gingerbread man. So I go and I trace, so you can see this, trace on the fold for half of his head. And when I reach about almost 1.25 inches before I finish that circle, I remove the top and then I curve, and I'm going to make the hands. The hands will go all the way down. Right here at the corner of the paper, I turn to make the arm. I go up and then I curve. So you're going to get a shape like this. This is the top part of the gingerbread man. Now I'm going to cut it. I'll get back when I finish cutting it. And there goes the gingerbread man's top half. Now we're going to cut the bottom half. The bottom half, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this piece of paper with the gingerbread man top, and I'm going to place it about 1 inch on the other folded sheet of paper. And from there, I'm going to continue drawing the legs. And it's the same way as if you were going to do the arms. You're going to continue from that slight curve and go all the way down. As long as you want to make the legs, curve and go back up. And you should have this. I also do I do the little curve so that I can know where to attach the top and the bottom. A little dot right there to mark it where they get attached or glued together. And then I cut it. I'll be back when we're finished. It's cut. This is how it should look like with the marked area, so you know where to attach your gingerbread man top. And there is going to be a seam, but this is the template, like I said. So after you complete the template, if you have a larger piece of brown paper, you can trace it onto that larger piece, and you could have you could trace it and have the gingerbread man without a seam. Sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties. All right, now we're going to the next step. In this next step, what we're going to do is we're going to attach the gingerbread man template together with some glue, with the glue gun. So I put the gingerbread top with the bottom. That's why I have that little line. Remember the line we did? And we're going to put it together. And then I'm going to lift it up a little bit on the front, add the glue, in that area, and attach them one to the other. And now we have a solid piece. Now we're going to add the embellishments. Before we add the embellishments, if you notice that there is some spacing there, you can add a little glue to attach it. You don't need a glue gun. If you don't have a glue gun, you can use Elmer's glue or Mod Podge. I just wanted to say that so that you could attach it. And you see there is going to be a slight seam. If you don't mind that, then there you go. You can use this as your gingerbread man. Otherwise, you can trace this onto a larger sheet of paper and you could have a gingerbread man without a seam. Also, you can use this if you're into woodworking to cut out your gingerbread man. It's about, let me just see the measurements from top to bottom. It's about, I should say, it's about 16 inches long. So there you go. Now we're going to cut, for the gingerbread man, we're going to cut cheeks, the buttons, and the nose. This is our next step. For that, we need our shiny poster board. It doesn't have to be shiny poster board. You can use whatever you want, but that's what I use. So I turn it over so that the shiny side is not showing, and I use a bottle cap. This is a Gatorade. Again, I'm not sponsored by Gatorade, but you know, this is, my son drinks a lot of energy drinks, so I use what I have at home. So I could have a perfect circle. I'm tracing this. We need 2 red cheeks, all right, and 1 red button, and 2 green. So I'm tracing the 2 green. Then we'll cut them out. And for the red, we have 3 large circles. 1, 2, 3, and the way that I do the nose is I take the large wobbly eye, which is about 1 inch in diameter, and I trace that for the nose. And if you don't have wobbly eyes, you can use any kind of circle or bottle top that you have, maybe a soda top or smaller, and there you go. So this is the 2 cheeks. This is going to be one of the buttons, and this will be the nose. Next, we're going to do the bow tie for the gingerbread man. Now, this could be any size you want. What I do is I fold the paper in quarters, and I trace what I feel is a bow tie shape, which is like the letter Y. So when you're going to trace it, you're going to make a fat bottom. You know, when the letter Y is, let me draw it on that piece of paper. The letter Y is shaped like this, right? So what you're going to do, instead of doing a skinny bottom, the top is going to be like this. This is what you're going to draw on it. And then you have like a triangle piece. So on the fold, you're going to do that. That's what you're gonna do. So here I go. It doesn't have to be perfect. We could always adjust it. And that's what you get. Okay, so it's like a triangle with a little rectangle. If you want to think of it like that, you can also think of it like that. Okay? A little triangle without the point, a rectangle, then you draw like if you're doing, and you cut that out as well. Next, I'm going to make a template of a mouth. So I'm going to draw it in no particular fashion. You can just do a half semicircle, or it's kind of like a curve, and then you take and you just round it off. Well, and you get that. And you cut that out. And that is cut out. You trace it on the back of the foam after you cut it out from the template that you make, and then you have your mouth for the gingerbread. After you cut the mouth, this is how it should look like. Now we're tracing it on the back. You can make it as large or as small as you want, or as skinny or as fat as you want. Trace it on the back of the foam with your pen. It's easier with pen than with a pencil. I could tell you that much. All right, and then this is what you should have more or less, and you can cut that out and you'll have the mouth of the gingerbread man. The next thing is the icing on the arms and the legs of the gingerbread man. For that, I just fold the all-purpose bright white paper in quarters, and in no particular way, I just cut little wiggly lines. So I'm going back and forth like that, and with my scissor, this is what I cut. All right. You don't have to draw it, but I do. You can just freestyle it. As long as you cut up and down in little kind of like zigzag notions, you'll get a shape that you can use as the icing for the arms and the legs. So I'm going to show you the freestyle. All right, and this is not a perfect science. This is the way that you want. So, and there you go. Okay? And then you have a long strip, or a couple of strips, because you folded it in quarters. You have 2 strips, and this will be used for the icing on the arms and the feet. When I opened it up, the bow tie, after I cut it, I found that it was a little smaller than what I wanted, so I made it larger, but only by a little bit. So just so you can see, and that makes a big difference for my gingerbread man template. So I'm cutting it out now so you can see the difference. This is the size that I got from that, and I thought it was too small, but if you like it, you can use it. Also, that's a good size for a bow if you're making a girl gingerbread. And you see the difference in size. So just a slightly longer, okay? And now that we have all the pieces cut out, now we can begin to put our gingerbread man's embellishments on. I used I put it together with glue, with hot glue. So now I'm going to add the buttons. It's the first thing. And so I'm going to start off with a green button. I'll use the hot glue. Try not to put too much of it. And then I start from the bottom, just right where the legs are at. So I skip about 1/4 of an inch, and there goes the first button. Now the second button. It doesn't take long. I eyeball it, about 1/4 of an inch separation from each button, just so you can do it. And this is all made out of Posterboard for the most part, and paper. So it's an easy project for you to do. The reason I start from the bottom is so that you can give some space for the bow tie. Here goes the bow tie, and it should be right about there in the middle. You see that it overextends. It's a little long, so I'm going to cut a piece off the edge, just a little bit. Let's see what happens now. Okay, I think that's perfect right there, and that's what I'm going to glue. Sometimes when you use hot glue, it might leave bumps on the outside of the paper. You might see the bumps. If you don't like that, you can use Mod Podge or Elmer's glue. Oh, so as far, that's what we have. Excuse me, I dropped an eye. Now I'm going to place the nose. Only because the nose is kind of the center of the face, so this way you know where you can place everything else. So here's the nose on the center of the face. Then I place the eyes. Our gingerbread man is almost complete. Now the cheeks. I do the cheeks before the mouth. All right. Sometimes the cheeks could be a little big. If you don't like them so big, you can make them smaller. Like right here, you see how big this is? I think I'm going to cut it a little smaller. I'll be back. To get them symmetrical, once you cut one, just take it and trace it so you can cut the other cheek. Now we're gluing on the cheeks. Or, you know, when people blush, sometimes their face turns a little red. So the gingerbread man is a little shy. So, all right. And the mouth. Just a little dab because the glue will spread to the outside if you put too much when you get to the corners of the mouth. Place it, eyeball it. I always eyeball it. Try to make it in the middle. There goes the face. Hey, he's a happy gingerbread man. And now, the way that you put the icing on the arms and the legs is you're going to first see which zigzag part of the paper that you like the most, and then you're going to add glue to that and glue it onto the leg like so. This is what I do. I like that side. I'm holding it, I'm grabbing some glue with the glue gun, I'm putting it there on it, and I'm adding it to the leg about 1 inch from the bottom, 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches. It's glued. Now I take with my scissors and I cut off the ends. 1, 2. And I do that for all the legs and the arms. And you have extra pieces, so sometimes, you see, it just fits right there if you want to do it like that without wasting paper. Otherwise, you cut more paper if you need a little extra length just to be able to place it. But that's what you do. Go, scissor, trim off the excess. Those are the legs. I'll be back when I finish. And here your gingerbread man is complete. I usually take for the bow tie, I take my pen, you can take a marker, and I just add a little couple of lines there to give it a little bit more detail, and a little V on each end so it could look like a bow tie. Okay, a V, that's all it is, a V, a line and a V, and your gingerbread man is complete. Hope you like it. Give me a like and a subscribe. It's easy to do this project. Like I said, you can also get a larger sheet of paper and have it without the seam. See, but that's, you know, It's on you. And you could also bake this a little girl. You know, it's up to your imagination. You can create it as, this is a little bit of inspiration for those people that like to do Christmas crafts. Have a good day. Thanks for watching.